Hey everybody, it's Datwunguy, and I just wanted to make a quick little video to give kind of an update or my plans for Season 3 and beyond for the WeakAuras stuff that I've made and just kind of Blizz's plans for add-ons and things like that. I'll start by saying I'm not worried about my add-ons or my WeakAuras that I've created, I should say, getting messed up or affected by Blizzard's war against add-ons and specifically like WeakAuras as well, because they're targeting stuff that reads the combat logs and tells you what to do, rather than just kind of visual or even some rotational assist things. Like they don't want you to just outright have something that tells you how to play like Achille does. But these are more of like just expanding upon the spell alerts that Blizzard already has for their game and have kind of said themselves that they do need to have more information provided to the players. Whether they do it themselves or do something like this, right? I'm just going to keep making them until they don't work anymore. There are maybe a few of my WeakAuras that do look at combat logs, like resets for Blade of Justice for a Ret Paladin is one thing that it's not a buff, and the only way it shows up is reading the combat log, so something like that may be affected, so I would just have to find another way, if that's no longer an option, for that to be visually represented, or for some of the specs you just may have to leave spell alerts on if that's the only way to really see it. So I'm, again, not necessarily worried about anything I make being affected, and I do plan to keep making these for Season 3. I'm on the PTR, right, so I'm keeping track of the changes of things. I was hoping to see more sweeping changes come through, or at least was waiting for more to come through before I start on all the packs, and then things change and I have to start over again. But as always, your feedback on these is very helpful. It just helps me kind of structure this stuff better, create things better for the people that are using them, and helps me just kind of improve myself. I'll continue to make tweaks, right, to these things as I find more ways to better give the information. Like I've started doing more, saturated effects, where basically when there's 5, 3, 7, or 10 seconds left on an ability before it comes off cooldown, you'll start to see a different colored version of that alert appear on your screen and fill up, as you've seen on some of them. And I'm starting to add that to more things, as it can be helpful to have an idea that something is about to be off cooldown, rather than, hey, right the second it's off cooldown. So as I run into more abilities like that, or you're aware of things that, hey, I'd like to know about this, can you set that up? Yes, because I'm trying to go through that process. And the other thing I'm adding is on some things, like for Mind Blast on Shadow Priest, right, where you send your Mind Blast and then you'll see the little circle that ticks down and lets you know until that's about to be off cooldown. I'm trying to add that for other things, just because information is very helpful in this game, right? And anything where you can keep your eyes fixed on your screen and not have to look elsewhere, I'm all for. I will eventually see if I can have your defensives and interrupts and movements in a nice place. I know that like as I play my mage, it'd be nice to know blink and alter time and shield and stuff like that, but I right now can't visually picture a place for those to go. So if I can do that without overwhelming your screen or making a hodgepodge mess, like I do want it to look nice, I want it to present nicely, then I'll add that in. But the only other thing would be that I'm going to try to do all my packs as just the classes, right? So all 13 classes instead of all 39 specs, and maybe a 40th if they are going to make a third Demon Hunter, and I will try to make some WeakAuras for that one, if and when it does exist. But that way it'll just be a little easier, because I have a lot, as you can see the number that loaded real quick. I have a lot of WeakAuras. All of them on the screen can make your game lag for a bit. I do have this pack available on the website, but man, my laptop couldn't download it, and it took this PC, which is a very nice and I think powerful PC. It took it a bit to download it too, so it's gonna be there. It's not gonna break or fry your computer, but it just may make WoW freeze and you have to close it and come back. So more power to you if you can actually download the whole thing. But what I'll do is just upload the individual classes, because like again, Mage has Arcane Fire and Frost, but also has the different hero talents. I even have some, Caspar, some little things, like I keep track of how much time is left on altar time. So instead of having to try to look for a little buff thing elsewhere, I may show that in a different way. But what I've been doing is like I put everything into Arcane, and then I upload the arcane pack, and then I have to remember to take stuff out of it and put things in fire. And like what happens too is like on some of my specs, I will forget that I updated what Sunfury does, right? Because I updated it for arcane, but I haven't sent the update to fire. So I'm just going to do it all as one nice thing. So also you end up with less duplicates. Stuff is updated more correctly, and you know you have the right versions of things. And makes it a little easier. Like if again, sticking on Mage's name right now, if you're going to play Mage, you may want to try all three, and so having to go and get a pack and come back and go and get a pack and come back and end up with some duplicates, it'll just be all the Mage stuff, and then that way, even if you aren't going to play it, you can at least see what it would look like if you had the WeakAuras for it, and maybe that'll make you more interested in doing that. But all this color vomit on the screen entertains me a bit. But that's it. I'm just going to try to do things as class packs instead of spec packs. So the support for the spec packs may start to go away. Some stuff may get outdated, but I will always have the class packs updated, and I will have this entire set of all of them updated, and I try to leave that one updated on there. Mainly for me, like if I ever lose everything, at least there's a place where I know that it is. The challenge is it does seem to be difficult for your computer to actually want to download it. But that's it. That's all I got. I always thank you guys for your feedback, and a lot of you say some nice things, and that's cool. I appreciate that. I've just been doing this for fun. I've just enjoyed kind of making the WeakAuras for everything. It would be really cool if WoW starts to implement some stuff, because I think they could probably do it better than me. They could probably have some better and cooler visuals than I have. And if they put it in the edit mode, it'd be a lot easier for people to have access to it rather than having to download WeakAuras and go to a website and install it and then have at least some knowledge of it if they want to remove or change things. But that's a pipe dream for another time. That was it. If I forgot anything, or you have any other questions, as always, leave it in the comments below. Otherwise, I hope you like everything I've been making, and have fun in the rest of Season 2, and see you in Season 3.